I got my first tattoo when I was 15. My mom came to me a couple of months before that and was like, you know, me and your dad have been talking and we think you should be able to get a tattoo. So I, of course, went crazy because I was 15 and was dying to have a tattoo. And I mean, I put Post-its everywhere, like little tiny yellow Post-its on his Jeep, in the truck, in the bathroom mirror, at Thinkin Ink, all over. They were little like doodles of a Celtic ankle band with little shamrocks. I mean, I had the little arrows that said Shamrock, and they said Summer's tattoo idea everywhere. There had to be millions of them. Every time I'd come over, I would post more. Like, he'd take them down, I'd post them more. To Clarksburg one day, and he was in the office doodling, I just assumed. And he was like, was this what you're going for? And he showed it to me, and I was like, yeah. So he had to actually hold my foot down, because when you get back towards the tendon on your ankle, your foot jerks automatically because it's a reflex. So he held my foot down while he was tattooing me. It took probably about 2 hours. And I remember the whole time I kept reading the aftercare for your tattoo sign and picking out all the A's, and then I'd go back through and I'd be like, okay, there's 3 A's. How many B's are in it? Because it hurt. And when you focus on something else, it doesn't hurt as much. And I actually got to win Miss Tattoo West Virginia because I entered. It was my armpit tattoos that won it. I know it was because there were a bunch of pretty girls with a ton of really great ink. And I know that was just the fact that I pulled one of these with the audience, and that's what got it. But what was really cool was there was this old timer that knew my dad, and he got on stage after I won. The judges didn't know who I was. The judges didn't know who my dad was. They were random business owners. He got on the stage, the old timer, and told everybody who I was. He was like, this little girl, she is the daughter of the man that started all of tattooing in the state of West Virginia. Without Youngen and Swiger, you wouldn't have tattooing nearly what it is today. My dad started Thinkin Ink, which was the first tattoo studio in the state of West Virginia. He started in the early 80s. There were no tattoo studios in the state at the time. And he basically was a biker and was out with my mom in another state, and his friend, Crazy Ace, asked him why he wasn't doing tattoos because he was artistic. And he was like, well, I really don't know why I'm not doing tattoos. So Ace taught my dad how to tattoo and my mom how to pierce. And so he came back to the state of West Virginia and decided to open a tattoo studio. And he basically told my mom, I don't even know if this is legal. We're gonna open it up and hope we don't get arrested. So he got together with the health department, wrote all the rules and regulations for tattooing and piercing in the state, and it just kind of took off from there. I like to think I have the same drive that he did and the same ambition, because he always told me, don't let shit stop you. You have to work at the bottom. You can't start in the middle and work your way up. If you start in the middle, you're gonna fall right back down and then you get discouraged. My stepmom saw I was killing myself trying to be a manager because I just had a little girl and minimum wage wasn't cutting it. And she asked me if I thought I could pierce people, and I was like, well, I can watch people, you know, take my blood and not pass out, so I'm pretty sure I could pierce somebody else. So she trained me here from the tattoo artists, and after a couple months I started doing piercings. I got certified through Thinkin Ink, and I've been doing it ever since. And honestly, 3 years ago, if you said, oh, you're gonna be a piercer in Morgantown, you're gonna have a bunch of people that love you because you make them comfortable while you're piercing them, I never would have thought that. Now I'm like, yeah, I have little fingers, built for piercing, you know what I mean? Like, now that I do it, I'm like, man, this is exactly what I was meant to do.